Welcome to the news about AI for the week. All the stuff that you probably missed.
AI Roundup.
We've got some great stories coming up. Yeah. It's the AI Roundup. We've got some great stories coming up, and we finished with some stuff about capitalism. We're all in the Matrix, how the Matrix came about, some little bit of history there. We're from John. We just want to say thank you to all our subscribers. If you're not subscribed, please do click that little button down below. It really helps us out. We're very close to a number, and we'd like to get higher than that number. So, yeah, cool. Anyway, enjoy the episode, and see you on Monday. Otherwise, bye. But we'll be back in a second. I forget how intros work. We do them at the end. Never mind. Anyway, just get on with the episode.
It's every show.
Welcome, guys, to the weekly roundup of AI news that you probably missed.
It's just the AI Roundup.
It's the AI news that you probably missed.
It's the AI news that we're going to deliver to you today.
It's the news from AI, news about AI that you probably missed. It's because if you say AI news, people are going to think.
Did
you hear about the Kwebbelkop thing? Okay, so here's a bit of news that I didn't put in Discord, which do you know what? It's happened and it's all about AI, but I never really thought to tell you guys about it.
Cool.
Anyway, there's a big
if only we had a news
Kwebbelkop.
source for things like that.
Yeah, I know. That would be really helpful, wouldn't it? Anyway, there's a streamer called Kwebbelkop, and he's been doing like Roblox videos forever. He's got 20 million subscribers. Like, he's huge, and he's got like a big demographic. I've never heard of him before, but he's massive. Not literally huge. I mean, he's just a normal sized person, I think.
Have you ever seen him in real life?
No, that's a good point. I haven't. Maybe he is actually ginormous. Right. Anyway. So he made this announcement recently that he was going to change his whole channel to pure AI. So he was going to have an avatar that was created by AI. He was going to have, I think the idea is to have like even the Roblox gameplay AI and the script, it's like everything done by AI. There was a big kind of like uproar about it, about like, oh, you know, this sucks and we're not going to get good content. Lots of like, and a lot of people critiqued him, and he put up a couple of videos. I don't know if it was a couple, maybe it was a few, but I saw one in particular where it was like a proof of concept, and it wasn't very good. But I mean, it's a Roblox YouTube video. They're not great anyway, you know.
Wow.
Anyway, people like the most sort of balanced viewpoint I heard was that it's not there yet, but it's on the way, and it's kind of significant because someone trying to do this is, you know, it's a stepping stone towards full AI content.
Yeah.
And anyway, so he did this thing this week where he announced that he's coming back and he's going to redo it, and he's been training a new model to talk on his behalf, and he's using his own voice. He's working with a team of people, and blah 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 blah. And the big twist was that at the end of this 3-minute video, he said, and that's and to show you a demonstration of this, the person that you've been listening to the whole time is not really me. Yeah.
What?
It was quite good. It was actually quite good. There was when you go back and watch it again, you can see a few kind of like uncanny valley bits where he doesn't, you know, oh yeah, that was kind of weird. But if you're watching it and not really thinking about it, you get away with it.
Okay.
So anyway, that's a bit of news.
Okay.
Kind of cool.
Cool. Should we do a show now?
Yeah, okay.
Our show?
Why not? I suppose.
So
since we're here,
this isn't really news. I don't know who came across this. GPT XL. Basically, it's an Excel. It's a plugin that works with Excel. It works with Google Sheets, and it works with Airtable. So you can plug in ChatGPT or GPT. I don't know if they're using ChatGPT in the background or how they're doing it for help with formulas, queries, things like that. I think what stands out to me about this is it's a terrible idea. Nobody should use it.
So I think it was last week, we were talking about how would AI be useful in like office applications. And I think this is a great example because I don't know how to use Excel's formulas. I know they're very powerful. Oh, Mike, you're
I was screaming.
Yeah.
I've been screaming for like 3 minutes. I have to Google.
Oh, I
was saying how good this is, and I have to Google formulas all the time. If I want to like automate some simple thing in Excel, I'm like, I turn into Mike. I'm like, how to
No, that I can do.
like,
I just don't know how to do screenshots on my computer.
gets the phone out. What's wrong with this?
Which browser extension do I use? Oh my god!
I'm hitting the power button and it's not turning the computer off.
I'll just install another one. This one will work.
Pull out my iPhone 3 to check the weather. So maybe I'm wrong about this, but wouldn't this create the same problem as using ChatGPT for like business reports, where you're exposing your data, proprietary information to this tool?
Whoa. No. Because I'm serious. Because like, let's say I need to write some like semi-complicated formula or like a semi-complicated like regex, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't need to show it the data to tell it what I need. I can say like, I need to remove the letter N from every line in my Excel sheet.
Okay.
Right. From every column.
But the problem is, so when ChatGPT came out, like a week afterwards, I did a tweet. And it was about how a ChatGPT had explained a regex, and it got it wrong, like, but very subtly. And because regexes are complicated, you have to have the knowledge of regexes to be able to tell why it got it wrong.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the regex was so subtly wrong that most of the time it got it right. And it was to do with a character class. It was matching on a date. And most of the time it got it right. But like 7 out of the 12 months, it would be wrong or something like this. So the same thing is going to happen with GPT-XL, 100%. That's why you shouldn't use it, because you'll never be able to know when it's wrong or not.
That's not why you shouldn't use it. That's not a justifiable reason not to use it.
But yes, it is.
If you have this extension in your environment and like you're exposing, like Mike said, and you're exposing company proprietary information, that's why you shouldn't use it.
Don, are you
shouldn't use it because
are you sponsored by GPT-XL?
I don't need to answer that, and I'm not required to answer that.
Yeah, we're not monetized yet.
My point is that's not a good reason to not use it. A good reason to not use it is because you're exposing company IP to a like kind of shady service. Like, I don't know.
But you're saying that's not happening.
I don't know.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know.
It's probably not.
I'm saying that if it's wrong 7 out of 12 times, doing some super complicated logic.
Yeah, but it's
and at least I get it 7 times right.
It's like, numbers. It's like it's potentially people's like salaries and shit. I mean,
this is Excel for that.
Well,
but if it can't get basic math,
but
we've seen that you can teach GPT math. You just have to teach it the underlying like framework.
Also use Excel for pretty complicated and sophisticated things. It's not always the right tool, but and GPT-XL also works on SQL queries and regex, like you said. Like it does quite a bit.
Fucking linking it to your database. Imagine linking it to your product database.
Crazy.
Like, it's like, I need to drop this table. It drops all.
unless, oh my god, that's so risky. I don't know. That's crazy. I feel like maybe did you share this, John?
I shared it.
Definitely not.
Peter doesn't share it. So first impressions with GPT-4V, which is basically image search for ChatGPT. You can show ChatGPT images and ask it questions about the image.
It's pretty impressive. I like the fact that it can explain why something's funny.
And it did a pretty good job of it.
Yeah,
that's kind of scary. Like this is getting scarier and scarier. And now I don't know if we have this in the lineup. Like OpenAI just announced that GPT is going to get a voice. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Like,
is
this also in the lineup that GPT can now scour the web? We've officially given access to the internet to GPT.
Funny you should mention that. Man, it is.
OpenAI are not slowing down. They are doing what you would hope.
But like this is like now we're heading into we've all seen The Matrix, one of the greatest films to have ever been made. Like have you guys heard of The Animatrix?
Yes. Awesome series.
Oh my god, that's obviously so good. Okay, if you're watching and you haven't watched, you're like, I like The Matrix, but you haven't seen The Animatrix.
No, if you like The Matrix, you've seen The Animatrix.
You have to have. But if you haven't, off chance, there is an episode that explores the the history of that universe and what happened and how it came to be that robots were using people as little batteries. And we are heading in that direction with ChatGPT. Like, I can already see it. The first lawsuit of a fucking AI saying that it's conscious or like it's sentient and it needs rights.
I welcome our new AI overlords.
The first AI terrorist attack. Like, this is all gonna happen. Like, we're heading in this direction.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So this article sums up, I think, the risks pretty well of ChatGPT accessing up-to-date information. Somebody in the article says, if this functionality or capability weren't there, you would need to go to Google or Twitter or to your preferred news outlet. Now you can treat this source as the latest news, gossip, or current events. Yeah, that's terrible. It hallucinates all the time. God only knows what it's telling you about current events. You cannot depend on it. You should go to Google or Twitter or the actual news source. You absolutely should do that.
I mean, things occurred, right? Like,
count down to how long it takes until it's being gamed by the right wing to spread misinformation.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And I think
all the left wing.
I think they even talk about that in the article, that like part of the benefit of it not being connected is it's not collecting all the garbage that's being put up now. Says if it's not stating it in a reliable way what the sources are, and it's simply doing a mix mash of what exists out there, then the concerns around accuracy and people just assume that the information they're getting is reliable when it's not. This is exactly the problem.
So there was a really good example of that I came across completely independently. I was a vape, obviously, and I was curious about like smokeless vaping, like if you could vape in airports. I've been doing a bit of travel lately, so I googled, can you use smokeless vapes on a plane? And because Mike's response to when we talked about this was like, it's going to be the main takeaway of the story is that we're not going to know where the stuff's come from and what's going. And so Google Snippets is basically this kind of thing, right? It's an AI generated summary of some news given a source. Yeah, and there was this quote: "Can you use smokeless vapes on a plane?" Yes. Yeah, you can.
Thanks. That's all I needed. I don't need to read the rest.
No, but then it goes on to say, just as passengers are not allowed to smoke on planes, they should never use their vapes on or e-cigarettes on aircraft. It's not only dangerous, it's a federal offense. Blah, 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 blah. So it's obviously taken from some TSA page somewhere or some like official advice. But like it contradicts itself. It's so bad at this that it like,
Can you do this? Yes, you should never do this.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I recreated this. I caused some confusion. This isn't actually a screenshot, but this is a summary of a conversation I had with Copilot. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I need a browser extension, but it's on my desktop, and I couldn't figure out how to give Chrome access to my entire computer. Maybe somebody could help me with that. But basically, it prompted me with ask if I could write a joke that your coworkers would find funny. So I used that prompt. It said, what do you call a programmer who works at Microsoft and loves to play League of Legends? A Visual Studio Code. It said, I don't get it. What's the joke? And it said, the joke is a play on the word code because it's a nickname also for League of Legends. And I never heard that before. So I asked if code was a nickname for League of Legends, and it said, no, it's not.
And it's as a veteran League player. Like, this is the first I'm hearing of code being referred to as like a synonym for League. Like, that is just not what
explains why you didn't laugh at the joke in the first place. You are obviously not up to date.
Oh man, I did. The thing is, hearing you read it out, when I saw it, I thought that was the funniest thing ever because it's so funny that it got it wrong so badly. But it's kind of like an anti-humor, right? It's kind of like, so I can imagine
so wrong and so confident.
Yeah, someone saying that to you in a totally deadpan, serious voice as an actual joke, like I'm trying to be anti-funny, and it actually making me laugh. So good one, ChatGPT.
I did think it would be fun
layered? That's how like multi-layered the comedy of Copilot is. That's how good it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
It led me to the final punchline, which is no, that's not a nickname for League of Legends. Wow. I was thinking it'd be fun to write an entire stand-up comedy routine with ChatGPT and then just go on stage and tell the jokes unedited, however it gave them to you. I feel like
I think it could work.
It could work. Crash as bad as I did with that joke just now. ChatGPT's new functionalities perfectly highlight the enormous dilemma facing the AI sector. In order to be truly useful, the guardrails have to come off, but doing so makes the tech potentially more dangerous and open to misuse.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
So, and this is a good example of that. Of that, I think Peter probably shared this too. Peter's the only one who shares things on our Discord server. Peter, Mr. T, I Am Pie Test, a handful of people.
Blackjack Nuggets, BJ&H.
Blackjack and Nuggets. So basically, somebody used ChatGPT to generate an answer on Quora. The answer was incorrect. Google indexed it and made it their featured answer. So as the poster says here, ChatGPT hallucination is now the canonical Google answer.
Yeah.
And the question was, can an egg be melted? So if you Google that, it will say yes, an egg can be melted.
The most common way to melt an egg. Oh no. Yeah, and this is now, oh my God, like my boss actually predicted this. Like, this is going to corrode the quality of the internet.
I predicted it. I've been saying it since the beginning.
All right.
Yeah, but John's boss said it.
No, fuck John's boss.
Relax, Mike.
Yeah.
Chill out and read it.
John's boss said it first.
It's going to corrode the web to the point where we have to abandon the internet for a new AI-free internet. Like, and I'm so awesome. Seeing this road. Like, if
for sure,
you go on YouTube Shorts, you go on TikTok, fucking 50% of the content is AI generated. Like,
garbage.
It's horrible. It's so boring.
I
don't care. I don't
care.
No, I think it's good. It's kind of fun to watch the world burn in this way, and I know enough things now. That's what I think. I'm okay. I don't need to learn anything else, and if it just means kind of comedy watching everybody, meltdown, great.
And everyone else around you knows enough things, and if they start learning things are wrong and moving backwards, that's fine with you too.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch. This is what I'm saying, right? So
the people who are responsible for your transportation, for your healthcare, for your accounting, for your government.
Listen. We're probably already plugged into the Matrix right now. This is all just a big virtual reality. We've got to reach behind you and take the. Okay. No, I'm not going to say blue pill, red pill, because that's bullshit, isn't it? But like, stay with me, man. Let's be happy in this this virtual reality that we're
so long
living
for the anarchist ride.
All right. Anyway, yes, Signal's Meredith Whittaker. AI is fundamentally a surveillance technology. I mean, it's not a very surprising take from Meredith Whittaker, but it does remind us that it's these people who are doing good work by reminding us, but who are being alarmist in a good way, because there should be alarm bells ringing about how stuff that we feed to AI is just going into a massive database and being used against us and being used for surveillance.
That is true. The way I think people are perceiving OpenAI's ChatGPT and Google's Bard and all of these competitors are there. It's kind of like a disconnect all of a sudden, right? Because we've been led to believe that it's just one big black box and the data comes in and it vanishes forever and we don't really know how it works. But the truth is that every query you make is tied to your account, which is tied to a probably pseudo-public ad ID. And all of this information is going to be used to just learn more about you and track you and your interests and details. And like, you can start, there's probably a lot of people who are asking ChatGPT therapy style questions. There's probably a lot of people who are asking medical questions, right? Like a lot of sensitive stuff. And again, God, I use this example damn near every week. Just like with Roe versus Wade, if I'm like, I want to have an abortion, what do you think about that? ChatGPT is going to give you its answer, and then they're going to sell that data to whoever buys it. Like, they being OpenAI, just as an example. And I don't know if OpenAI is actually doing any of this tracking. The possibility is there. It is definitely a surveillance technology, but so is Google, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, though, you don't think of Google as surveilling you when you do a search, but it is, because it knows what you're searching for. And if it can see like, how do I, where can I get a cheap pregnancy test or whatever, then it's going to guess that I'm being pregnant. She made 2 points that I thought were interesting, and just kind of in passing, it requires the surveillance business model. How else are these people making money? Like, if not gathering information, that makes perfect sense. And then the other thing she talked about is how it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz, because it requires people to train the models. So you put your queries in, but ultimately it's a bunch of low-paid workers in foreign countries who are like vetting the answers and training the AI in the first place. Right. So you could kind of pull back the curtain and see what's actually driving it. I mean, it's obviously more complicated than that, but we've talked before about how the people training it use ChatGPT as part of the training. That's just how it's going to be, though. I mean, it's a self-eating snake.
Yeah, the Ouroboros, which is,
if I was to train a locally hosted AI, right? Like, I would definitely employ ChatGPT
to train your AI,
to refine my AI. Yeah, for sure.
But ChatGPT hallucinates. It's going to give your AI bad information.
Correct.
Correct.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't have, if I wanted to do something like that, I don't have the resources of a third world country, right?
Yeah.
Like, which they do. They can go hire like 200,000 people in Africa. Okay, with time.
We do have almost 600 subscribers.
You heard it, you guys. Get working. I'm not paying you anything for nothing. Okay,
subscribe.
We're not paying you nothing for nothing.